Hello everybody, if there is indeed anybody there. We have someone. And welcome to another Sunday stream. Fish, models, tanks, weirdness, food, music, whatever we happen to end up talking about. So, if you're here, don't be afraid to say hello in the comments. You might be able to see some of the fishies out and about at the moment. I'll start with, as usual, the fish room news from the week. What has been occurring? Over that way, not a lot. Perfectly honest. Everything. There we go. Hello, Bob. How are you? Hope you're all well and dandy. And a little Soxy. Hello. Hope you're all well and safe too. So, what has been going on? I'll say nothing much in most of the tanks. If anyone saw my video from this week about this tank, these poor little Akikaras, they're happy, healing, everything's fine in there again now. Now that hello William, hope you're well too. Now that the dual cichlids are in these two tanks, all three of them, because the big male that's in this tank, he killed the female he was breeding with. I literally went to work, came home 5 hours later, and he'd killed her. So he's now on his own. So he is now known as Sutcliffe, which only the English will probably get. And the pair in that one are Fred and Rose. Again, kind of a sick joke, or very dark joke that only the English will get. Well, unless my American friends have been researching into English serial killers. So we drove to Nashville to meet with Tiffany and Ginger. Well, hi to Tiffany and Ginger for me, Bob. Drive safe. And I hope you have a great time with two lovely ladies. So yes, that is pretty much the extent of what's been going on here this week. Other than the Akaras, the electric blue Akaras did actually spawn. So whether they got the idea from the dual cichlids, saw them doing it and thought, oh, we can do that too. Unfortunately, eggs didn't last very long at all. They got eaten. So, you know, one of those things, but at least now I know they are. At least now I know I've got a male and a female in there, in the three. So next time they lay, I shall probably basically just pull whatever they lay on out of the tank and stick in the empty tank in the middle up there. At least then there's a chance I might get some fry. More chance than them all getting hoovered up either by the parents or by Spaz or by the clown loaches or anyone else in there who's slightly peckish. Heck, even the shrimp would probably eat them. They found them. Although, to be fair, I think the fish could probably chase the shrimp off. They're not exactly huge shrimp. And yeah, things that have turned up this week. Well, it was on sale, so yeah, monkey see, monkey do, exactly, Bob. But they saw what their bits were for, and then they just copied. Which no, so at least something good came out of the dual cichlids, if anything could be said for that. So I got some more of the Artemix because it was on sale, cheap on Amazon. It's just the salt with the brine shrimp eggs already mixed in. I just find it easy. Dump that in, fill up the brine shrimp hatchery, and then each day afterwards I just add a small spoonful of brine shrimp eggs, and I have a pretty much permanent supply of baby brine then. Tampaton the Mad Mower, And Aquarium Cop, greetings. Hope both are well, healthy, happy. So yes, baby Brian on the go, because baby shell dwellers, baby crebensis, adult shell dwellers. Yeah, so lots going on there. Anything else? Yeah, I should be able to move out a bunch of the baby plecos fairly soon as well. They're getting to be a good size. No work today, just clean tanks and changing water. No mowing? God dear. But basically, I've been buying my algae wafers in tubs that size. Thank you for the share. And they do last quite a while, I have to say. But I do have a lot of bristle noses. I think we're somewhere near 300. Fish are hard enough to count at the best of times, not when there's that many. So for what basically amounted to the same price on Amazon, I bought a kilo of algae wafers, or 2.2 pound if you're American. So yes, that should keep me going for quite a while, I would think, especially if I'm starting to move them out. Spotty is probably overdue to have another batch. Lurking and doing the grocery shopping. Oh, I'll try not to say anything too hilarious or crude then, and we don't want you blushing or snorting in the middle of the shop or store, whichever you prefer. You never know. People will give you weird looks. I mean, they give me weird looks anyway, but that's just part of the course around here. Yes. The sound of the still not sponsored. We're on the Toro Rosso this week. Oh, pardon me. Give me weird looks anyway. Bless, you're not weird. I'm the person that people literally used to cross the road to avoid. Back in the day, I'd be walking down the high street and people would walk along and see me and cross. It was good, you know. I still look, I'll be COVID safe anyway. No one to come anywhere near me. Thankfully, I grew up a bit and got a haircut and had a shave and took out all the metal work and stopped wearing makeup. Yeah, so Callaway, hello, how are you? Yeah, so it's a weird one with being hilarious or funny. It just kind of happens. Why are drugs sold in kilos in America universal? It's just easier to work out, Bob. That's why. Although weirdly, it's one of those things where up until fairly recently, you know, you'd hear it in the news reports, 1,000 kilos of cocaine or whatever, or 2,000 kilos of marijuana seized, and you'd buy it in eighths, sixteenths, quarters, halves, ounces. But then they changed the tobacco over to buying it in gram size pouches, so 30 and 50 gram. And overnight, basically, the drug measurements changed to grams as well. But they, again, went for the nearest gram size to what it was below and charged it the same. So, you know, more profit. It's the way of the world. Yeah, it went from an ounce. Was it an ounce? Yeah, it was an ounce of baccy. It then became 25 grams, which is 1.8 grams less, and it was the same price, which was annoying. Not as annoying for the 16 and 17-year-olds that smoked when the age went up to 18. I remember being in the shop actually buying some tobacco the day it went up. Someone who bought a pack of cigarettes the day before wasn't able to buy a pack of cigarettes that day because the age limit had changed. It's like, yeah, changed overnight, mate. You can't have any. Like, dang, that sucks. So I followed him out of the shop and went, oi, here's your tenner, I'll go and get you a packet. Because anyone that smokes knows it'd be like denying caffeine or whatever. Oh, have you one of them days, have you, Undertaker? Hopefully nothing too seriously badly gone wrong. Because it's not Friday the 13th anymore, thankfully. Friday the 13th, 2020, I was not looking forward to that day. But yeah, I still don't understand why America. I lost 2 guppies. Yeah, sorry for your loss. So I have to recompute because in this head, guppies are food. They go in there. Sorry, but it's the. I think now Spaz has eaten about 50 guppies, so but yeah, if guppies is what you love and what you keep and enjoy, and you lose a couple, then yeah, sorry for that. Hopefully, it's nothing nasty going through the tank from either age or just being a very small creature. Doesn't take much to go wrong for them to kick the bucket, as it were. That's and something I think we lose track of is, especially with the smaller the fish or the smaller the invertebrate. I mean, if you think about how big, let's say, their heart is, it's only going to take a few cells to go awry, and it's going to kill them. Hi, Chewy, how you doing? I'm good, thank you. Lizzie Harmer, Twisted Sister, put out a Christmas song. Oh dear. No, not been listening to anything much new this week. Work, sleeping, working on tanks, and mainly documentaries that I've or research into other things that I've been doing this week. Chewy in the house. Whoop whoop. AC/DC's new album is out. I bet that'll sound pretty much exactly the same as all their previous albums. No offense, I never really got AC/DC. Just never really twigged. It's just not really my kind of thing. Oh, we got some good riffs, good solid riffs, and some decent tunes, but it never really vibed with me. It's just a matter of personal taste. I mean, there's some people who think Justin Bieber is an amazing writer and songwriter and a musician. Have I ever? Nola Jane, how the devil are you? Long time no see, my dear. Have I ever listened to Ginger? Of course I listen to Ginger. I'm a male. I like rock and metal. and I like attractive female singers. So yeah, I've listened to Ginger. Yeah, that studio or live studio version of Pisces is pretty epic. Yeah, exactly. It always sounds the same. Although it's not going to be AC/DC as we know it, I wouldn't have thought, because I may be wrong or I may be misremembering, but didn't Brian Jones can't do it anymore because he's hearing. I think one of them died, one of them's in jail, and is Angus suffering from some kind of dementia? Mind you, even he probably still just, you just give him a guitar and it happens. He's that kind of person. But yeah, I do enjoy a bit of Ginger, watching and listening. Tatiana. Sorry. Aaron, how are you, sir? The reason the singer gets laughed at by everyone can I see you go. Baby guppies. Well, there we go. 2 and 3 weeks. Yeah, you'll soon have thousands of guppies, Undertaker. So that's, yeah, that's probably. Hang on, let me pop it in the chat. It's Ginger Pisces. That's the one. I always operate on a low bar. Bob, you should know that now. Oh dear, Cop's phone has died. Dave Evans, then Bon Scott and Brian. Yeah. Well, I mean, come on, with a name like Dave Evans, no one's ever going to take you seriously. It just sounds like someone who used to work for British Leyland. And Teacher Teacher is a damn good song as well by Ginger. But Judas Priest having 3 singers. Yeah, I know Chewy, but everyone just knows Rob Halford. And then everyone was surprised when he came out as gay. And it's like, really? Have you seen what he's been wearing all his career? Oh no, I need a bigger tank. Yeah. Yeah. There's thousands of reaction videos on YouTube to it. So yeah. Bigger tank or a dwarf cichlid. That will sort the guppy problem, Callaway. Undertaker, whichever. Yeah, that's basically what I did. I bought an angelfish and then all my guppy fry disappeared. Then the angelfish got big and started eating other fish. So I got rid of the angelfish because at the time I was still into my little dinky, happy, friendly, shoaly type fish. And then I restocked with guppies. And yeah, then I bought a Bashir and all the guppies went away. Feed my guppies some painted turtle, African clawed frogs. Yes, exactly. I think there's a fairly even split between people who absolutely love guppies and breed them, and people who, don't get me wrong, still like guppies, kind of view them as a food source. It's, it's starting to. The needle is going further that way between brine shrimp, display fish. Guppies are gradually going that way. Take up for friends. Righty ho, I shall try and remember that. Oh, pardon me. It's it, Davey. Yeah. Yeah, I won't repeat what my friends normally call me. So, well, actually, on one of them is Chewy, weirdly enough, or Wookie. All appears well on my end, Aaron. I'm actually got Ethernet cable plugged in this week. Even remembered to plug it into the router. I had it plugged into the laptop last week. This week I remembered to plug it into the router as well. Big J, how are you, sir? Speaking of someone who probably uses guppies as food, well, actually, Big J, I think most of your fish are probably too big to bother eating guppies. Might accidentally inhale the odd one. Voice to text and arrival on yes, I couldn't make that. Oh dear. And our videos or comment section or description. Has something been updated somewhere down the line? I'm hoping that my surprise co-host can do my lives in the year. Ooh. Baby girl eating just fine. There we go. Exactly. But your baby fish eat the guppies. Your adult fish, I'll say. I mean, your pool pond with the monsters in, you could probably put guppies in there and they'd be safe. And the marble, exactly. Guppies would probably be safe with the red tail. It just wouldn't bother eating them. Yeah. Yeah, and I had one earlier in the week where I think it was just the whole of YouTube went down. Just annoying me at probably the worst possible moment. Just about to go to bed, hacking it down with rain and blowing a gale, wind hammering on the window, wind and rain hammering on the bedroom window. I just wanted some YouTube videos to fall asleep listening to from one of my specific falling asleep to channels. And then YouTube died. So I was just laying there listening to the wind and rain and couldn't fall asleep until YouTube came back on about an hour and a half later. One of the pet stores I get food from is zebra danios and mountain minnows. Yeah, it's probably safer and probably easier for them to keep and raise as well. Hey Daniel, or Dan even. My brain's frazzled for some reason. I'm setting up a 9 tank rank and 6 or so beaver guppies. Oh dear. Once you get to about the second sentence, Aaron, it pretty much all makes no sense to me. Verified icon means nothing now. Yeah, it's same with a lot of things. Easy to get verified on things. I still don't bother for some reason. Yeah, getting the Sunday name. Um, Speaking of which, there is something I did order this week that should turn up next week, and I don't think he's here yet. I did, or he's not here. I did order some of the Aquarium Adventures foods. Well, the krill pellets, soft krill pellets, to give a go, see what they're like, see whether my fish will eat them. And yeah, I ordered them myself, paid for it all myself. So we shall do an unbiased review. Let's put it that way. I'm sure anyone who's been watching me for any length of time knows it's going to be a real reaction, real review. And I'm sure Graham wouldn't want it any other way. That's where the people who was admins went. Some people are still in jail. Yeah. It's why I keep it simple. I mean, this laptop, literally the only websites it goes on are YouTube and my electric and water bill. That's it. That's literally all I do on this laptop. So it gets turned on once every 3 months for the electric and water bills, and then twice a week for YouTube, and that's it. So fingers crossed. Should cross all of them. Yeah, fingers crossed. It should all be good. So the only other thing that's happened fishy-wise this week is the shell dwellers seem to be trying to build a mountain. All the CDs downloaded for the road. Can't be asked for all maps. Yeah, see, this is it. I still listen to music on the music player. I'm old like that. Don't get me wrong. Now I've got a Spotify thing set up on my phone that I've occasionally used, and I'll listen to something on YouTube. If I listen to it a couple of times and like it, I'll buy the CD. It's just the way I am. Although saying that, I haven't bought any CDs in quite a while. I think the only music I haven't got any ripped to my or downloaded to my phone, and the only ones I've got on my tablet are going to be 9 Inch Nails and the Smiths, I think, and Alice in Chains, and Soundgarden, and that's about it. So, you know, as I said before, I'm not high tech. I'm low tech. I much prefer things I can fix with a hammer or a screwdriver or a soldering iron than things that require pressing buttons or attaching computers to. And Baby Shark, yeah. Baby Shark, do 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 do, Baby Shark, do 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 do. And there goes demonetization and copyright strike. And remonetization, so that the people who own the copyright to Baby Shark can make money. Watch it happen. I was thinking of actually recording a version of that and then doing it for Father Fish. But probably best not to, given my voice. Baby Shark is my ringtone. Oh, I bet all the parents love you when that goes off. Just imagine it in a crowded store, and that goes off. You get sworn at. But anyway, yeah. Howdy, Pasiwi. Really enjoy Graham's channel. Yeah, I'll say he's a good. From my limited interactions with him, he seems a nice and sensible and good guy, and he's a. Baby whales don't get big. Does Sharpie model? The species of fish that habits the Congo River Basin that goes by that common name. The Congo River Basin shark? Sunday shark, do do do. Oh, yeah. You've got me there, Dan. I might do that next week. Save the awkward silence at the start of the show. Going, is anybody there? Has anyone turned up? Am I going to be sitting here on my own just waffling for 2 hours? I think if no one's showed up for about 10 minutes, I'll probably give up. Might have to go and get a coffee. Go grab a coffee. Coffee is always good. Unless, of course, you have extra high caffeinated drinks. Nah, not young enough. Oh, I can easily get things out of my head. I just have to listen to certain songs I actually like, and they'll get stuck in my head. Although there's one that I've been getting stuck in my head on purpose. I keep adding an extra word to it. Brinanomyr. I'm going to try and pronounce that. Brinomyrus brachiosteus. Elephant nose fish. There we go. So I'm not aware, because I don't keep elephant nose fishies. I wonder. On a random one, are they A, freshwater, and are they B, friendly and not get too big? I've got room. Oh, pardon me. Sorry for it on headphones. See, Aaron, my childhood consisted of things like Thundercats and then Whack-A-Day in the school holidays. So, yeah, Timmy Mallet. Mallet's Mallet. The word association game where you can't repeat a word, say a word I just said. Look at each other and go, Blair, Blair. Yeah. So we know when Snap-on tools. So we know when Snap-on tools. That's phone. I'm guessing still Texas speaking. Something went a bit wrong there, Bob. Yeah, I can't be a Bob at the flex. School holidays when everyone is out. These days it's dead on the streets. Exactly. Well, I have noticed it is actually fairly busy on the street during school holidays. That's not because kids are out doing things. It's because they're all hanging around outside the shop trying to be cool. For some reason, they've got nothing better to do than hang around outside of a supermarket or a convenience store. Welcome aboard, Hank. Hope you're all well. Muscular beast. I used to be muscular. Then I just got middle-aged and fat and gave up caring. Well, actually, It's more to the more to the point. I stopped doing a seriously physical job. So when you're not lifting and shifting heavy stuff around, you don't need the muscles, so it goes away. Yeah, I used to be young and fit. Now I'm old and fat. I said I can still outlift most of the kids. Did you miss the auction yet? Yeah, you did, unfortunately, Brian. Um, the complete setup of uh, Sulawesi shrimp, yeah, that went for £7.38. Young and getting fat. If you're young though, yeah, probably not good. Um, at least wait till you're like 40 to get fat. Yeah, I'm 44. I'm just broken. Okay. I'm broken and lazy. Let's put it that way. The standing joke is, if in 1,000 years they dig up my corpse, they're going to wonder what happened. Yeah, archaeologists are going to be going, oh, this is this. Oh no, must have been this, must have done that, must have been. It's like, no, it's just accident prone. Um, gee, how are the Jills doing? Well, Fred and Rose over there, they're having a few spats. Rose is missing a bit of her tail. And Sutcliffe over here no longer has Myra. He decided to murder her. So, yeah, that's how they're getting on. Hello, Kay. Yes, safe and happy as can be expected. Missed the ISM stream. On watching back wasn't interesting. Yeah, that's one of the things I found, Aaron. Sit there watching, get it right, Tim's kits. Because part of me wants to swap the T and the K over. And I mean, people go, oh yeah, that looks. I'm again, nah, nah. And it's like, oh no, Russian tank. I'm like, ooh. Ooh, new mini art kit. Distracted because of the roommate. Yep, my roommate's been giving me some grief this week as well. Both of them. Well, actually, one of them's never given me any grief. He's always fine. He just likes his snuggles and so likes to look after his little fishy friends. But the other one that normally stays upstairs, because I've got some models or figures and busts lined up in front of the TV on the stand, and yeah, it's taken to turning them around. So obviously they're all like facing towards as you're watching TV. So you've got the faces facing and the cleavage facing towards you, and then like turn around, one will be turned around the other way. Huh? Damsels in salt water, you know that. Yeah. Yeah, generally think aggressive hit then. Yeah. Let's throw the cucumber. It has a fungal disease. Lettuce producing more than broccoli and cabbage. Yeah, broccoli and cabbage can be a bit finicky. They are more concerned with the weather. Yeah, it's probably literally not enough wet. Blue chrome is not that bad. 3-spot damsels are hitmen. I'm probably just going to avoid, unless I'm setting up a specific tank to breed a certain fish. that's pretty much it. As I say, this is the problem we're having at the moment with figuring out what I can put into here. It's got to be something that's not going to try and bully the Acaras. Oh, I look forward to seeing your wood, Dan. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Yeah, so it's got to be something that isn't going to pick on or bully the Acaras. It's going to be a happy, friendly fish, but also big enough to not get eaten by a bishir. Which kind of rules out anything like tetras. I know Spaz is hiding up today, but he could probably swallow one of those. Yeah, the 3 remaining jewels are going back. Okay. Yeah, they'll be going back next time when I say once they've healed. Rose has healed up from her nip from Spaz, and it's just the tail damage now from the other one. But I can't. I might well end up with just one in each tank, just to get them all bloody healed up, so they're all healthy when I take them back. But that'll be when I take a bunch of the baby plex back as well to move them on. No, you redecorating again, are you? Yeah. Anything that's outside peppers? Yeah, not a lot will eat the peppers. Copper. That's what you need, Aaron. Especially if you're growing in tubs or pots, get some of the copper tape. It's basically like bare metal foil for modelling, but comes in a roll and it's copper. And you just run that around the rim of the tubs or pots, and snails and slugs will not cross it. In that case, it's more to do with the electric shocks they get from it than it is from the fact that copper is highly toxic to invertebrates. Just be sure you've not got anything already in the pot, because it can't get out. If there are already slugs or snails in there, they can't get out. I made that mistake. I used soil to fill one and didn't notice a bunch of snail and slug eggs in it. And then it was like, why aren't they growing? Why is it whatever I plant in there gets eaten? It's got the tape around it. And then I looked, and yeah, it was. It was just slightly overrun with snails. Anytime neighbours hear a loud noise, they got to come out and investigate. Oh dear. Had a moth on one last year's broccoli, caught it for Venus. Yep. Yeah, I used to have a nosy neighbour, Tom, and they kind of moved out. It was one of those where if my TV was a little bit loud, they would come around and knock on the door. I mean, silent in their house, and they can just about hear my TV. They'd complain. Then they'd have their music up loud. Unfortunately, they had a cheap, tinny, nasty little stereo system, and I had a big, loud, heavy one. As they found out on the Christmas Day morning, they woke me up at the time, silly o'clock, so not 5:30 in the morning. They were blaring out the Christmas carols. Really not good. So I just came downstairs, turned mine up to about quarter volume. Was it quarter? Yeah, no, it was probably near a half, thinking about it. There he is, a spazzy boy. And yeah, I put Cradle of Filth on. That didn't go down well. So the wild species that you can yeah, I strangely enough, I can completely believe that, Chewy. From what the bullseye, yeah. From what I've read of and heard of Florida's waterways, yeah. If you want to set up a fish shop in Florida, you just go fishing every weekend. Yeah, you shut every Sunday and just go and seine net the local waterway, pull out all your stock. Pretty much. But, no, and then the last neighbours I had that side, they were bloody annoying. I don't begrudge anyone having a party, right? Birthdays, Christmas, whatever, have a party. But when it's every Saturday night, the music is playing loud until about 2 a.m. in the garden. It's like, ugh. Thankfully, they've gone now. So the girl that lives there now is quiet as a mouse, and obviously I'll get on really well with the ones that side because floofy friends. Hi Amano, how you doing? Grilled balls, delicious with soy sauce and rice. Yeah, yeah. Don't dare him. Don't dare him, Chewy, or Tom will be out snakehead fishing. At the same error again, back to hunting the charger. Hello, Crystal. How are you? Glad to see you here. Hope you're all healthy and happy. Street vendor type of food. Yeah. It's one of the things. It's weird. It's like if in the UK, it's like if there was just like street vendors, I wouldn't buy from them. I wouldn't. I'd be like, yeah, too much of a risk of catching something. Whereas if I was to go somewhere like Thailand, I'd probably go to the street vendors over the the cafes and restaurants. So, thank you very much, Bob. Most appreciated as always. Like a boss. Hang on, let's not do it with the injured arm. Let's do it with the. I'm gonna try flexing that when my shoulder hurts. Let's get up to 4 foot long. Yeah, I'm not sure how well that'd go down as a video though, Chewy. Probably get quite a lot of views. Be up there. What's his name? Is it Catch'em guy or something like that? Who basically just no. I think I watched like 2 videos and then reported the channel for animal cruelty. Yeah, seeing the way. I mean, yeah, he was fishing. I don't have a problem with people fishing, but it was the way he was treating the fish he caught I had the problem with. Let's just say they were going to die when he put them back anyway. Seeing videos of people eating it and people catching it, but never together. It's just like Clark Kent and Superman. You never see them in the same room. Yeah, I suppose it is pretty much fish and chips. Um, it's, it is kind of the way I think of it. Is the Western thing is we have potatoes and bread, and then if you go Eastern, it's rice and noodles. I kind of view them as the same basic thing. It's just carbohydrate. So in my view, you can switch any of them out for all the others. Oh, you have no idea, Crystal. Nice big chunk of cod or haddock, deep fried in batter. Sorry, batter. Um, proper proper chip shop batter, not any healthy teriyaki whatever nonsense. Um, and then yeah, deep fried chips, which would be crisps, not chips, fries, but not skinny little ones, big, fat, chunky, crispy on the outside, soft and fluffy in the middle. Yeah. Salt, vinegar, and maybe some ketchup or mayonnaise, or if not, gravy or curry sauce on the chips. Passing lots of Trump pence bumper stickers. I ain't going to another rally, are they, Bob? Actually, as we've got quite a few Americans in here, you see, obviously, I was paying attention while the election was going on. Now, from what I kind of understand and hear in passing, is that as the lawsuits are being seen to and the recounts are being done, is it coming out more in favour of Biden? Because that is just delicious irony if it is. Welcome, American friend. I'm your English friend. I smoke, I have bad teeth, and I drink energy drinks. Other than that, there's not a lot of difference. Yeah, I mean, I know with things like carp, you have to keep them in clean water for a couple of weeks alive, especially wild caught ones, because otherwise they do just taste like riverbed or lake bed. Oh. So you basically have to flush their systems out before they're remotely edible. And even then, it doesn't taste great, let's be honest. Um, yeah, I mean, jellied eel is pretty good, but again, that's one of those ones where you've got to have that kind of taste. Makes freshwater fishing. Yeah, again, so that's probably they've been caught straight out of the lake or river, okay, and then pretty much sold, killed, cooked. That's that is called sod's law, Aaron. Yeah, it's like when you drop a piece and the carpet monster grabs it, a piece of a model kit. The carpet monster, for those who don't know, is a monster that lives in the carpet in your room, and it grabs hold of model kit pieces and hides them from you. That is the general consensus of opinion as to what happens. Um, but what I tend to find is you'll lose one part, but when you're hunting for it, you find the bit that you lost off the previous model. Pie and mash. Yeah, you can't go wrong with a bit of pie and mash, Dan. Steak and kidney pie, mashed potatoes. Are you a gravy or a liquor man? Seriously confuse the Americans. Hang on, you put liquor on your pie and mash? And your pie is savoury? What? Can't vacuum till you find it. No, you vacuum, because then you will find it. You'll hear it rattling up the pipe. Um, That's generally what happens when I vacuum in there anyway. It's just a constant rattling sound of bits of normally the sprue gates, the little bits they put around the part so they don't have to put ejection pin marks in the middle of the part. Sprue nibs, I call them. Yeah, because they just ping off when you cut them and end up all over the carpet. Yeah, pie mash and liquor. Yeah, which is basically a parsley sauce, isn't it, Dan? To our American friends, yeah, it's basically parsley sauce. Very nice. Plate of pie and mash, some jelly deals, sorted for the day. Yeah. But the very best thing about things like pie and mash, yeah, pie and mash is pie and mash, fish and chips. They're actually fast food. You go into somewhere that's supposedly fast food and you have to wait 5 or 10 minutes. It's like, no, and it costs 2 or 3 times as much. Like, no, just go to Chippy. You'll be in and out in a minute. Especially if you keep going to the same one like I do, and then as soon as you walk in the door, they start getting your order ready. So by the time you get to the counter, it's already there. Even if there's a queue of other people. Yeah, best fast food ever. Any food you can eat out of folded up newspaper is good by me. Not that they do that anymore. I don't like it when they put the bloody chips in a styrofoam burger kind of thing. No, that's just not good. Especially when by the time you finish it, you realise the chips have half melted the container. There's the hot fat dripping off of them. And you think, I've probably just eaten a whole bunch of polystyrene. And admittedly, I've probably eaten worse, but you know. Okay. Hands up here, whoever has had sweets like, I don't know what the American equivalent will be. Well, candies. And you get like the soft, chewy candies or sweets, like an opal fruit, showing my age, as I still call them that. That they're all individually wrapped in paper, and then you get and you unwrap, yeah, like Chewits. You unwrapping them, but not all the paper comes off. You still eat it anyway, don't you? You just swallow the paper. Stopped by the health inspector, yeah. Because apparently, styrofoam plastic is healthier than wood pulp. I don't know. I know which I'd rather eat. Yeah, sweet shop. Yeah, I still call them opal fruits, not starburst. No, they're opal fruits. I wouldn't say I had experience with Jules Chewy. They went in there for like 3 days. Yeah, you see the drumstick lolly sticks? Yep. Opal fruits made to make your mouth water. Exactly. Oh, drumstick. Hang on. I can actually demonstrate a drumstick. Ugh. Yeah, I heard they were. There you go, Kay. I bought one of the big tubs of Swizzle sweets for Halloween for myself. Yeah, change it back to opal fruits. Far better. There's enough time for some cichlids. Yeah, and yeah. Um, you know, I should have done more research beforehand, but I figured that given the size of the Acaras, if they were aggressive, the Acaras would be able to stand up. I didn't realise how soft the Acaras were. Hey, Sherry Fish, how are you, my dear? Drive safe. Oh yeah, blackjacks. Nom 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 nom. Retract that now. I never retract anything. Um, yeah, that's the thing. That's the reason you had blackjacks, because the black mouth afterwards. Try to think. Were they licorice? Was it a licorice flavour? It's been so long since I had them. Jules can beat up Oscars. Yeah, didn't like the ones in the yellow packet. The fruit salads. I've Kay, I've got a video on this channel about Nazism in modelling. I didn't get in trouble for that one. I got death threats, but I didn't get in trouble, not from YouTube. And hemochromous versus melanochromis, aniseed and something else. Yeah. I'm just going to avoid anything chromis, Chewy. I think the majority of the problem I have is, you know, the type of fish I already have in there that do get on well. A dwarf cichlid would be absolutely fine with the Acaras, you know, some Apistos or something, but especially female Apistos are spaz snack sized, and whilst losing maybe some Embotetras or guppies or Harlequin rasboras is, you know, it's kind of sad. I don't want to be getting expensive fish like Apistogrammas getting eaten. And it all depends on where I get the Apistos from, but yeah, wherever you get them, they're not cheap around here. And there's some places. Last time I saw Borellii, they were £38 a pair. I think McMaster were about the same, and the Cacatoides were just slightly less. So yeah. Oh, Chewy, what you done? Message deleted by the Google moderator team. Oh dear, I didn't even get to see that one, Chewy. Now, are you the Google moderator team, or is that someone from Google YouTube is actually watching the stream? Fisherman's Friends Ace. Nah, I figured you probably didn't, Chewy. I've had a couple lately where I've put something in and it wasn't rude, crude, or offensive, or using any of the kind of words I assume would be trigger words. And you hit send, and then the message just disappears into the ether. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I didn't even get to see it. It just comes up with Chewy Limited, message deleted by the Google moderator team. Try putting it a different way, Chewy. So basically, I could probably get away with saying anything, but if you type something slightly squiffy in chat, it deletes it. I mean, I know because I'm sitting here smoking and drinking energy drinks my live streams get the restricted advertising. But you know, to me, that is fair enough. You know, if they want to put cigarette advertising on my channel, I don't mind. Probably pay more than any other kind of advertising. Sunday Sharpie, sponsored by Marlborough. I put in a Congo river fish of the genus Lamprolus. Jeez. Yeah, exactly. It probably just confused the moderator team. They probably assumed there was something racist. You mentioned Congo and genus. probably thought it was some kind of genocide against people of the Congo. And what probably has happened is the person who deleted that has sat there and actually Googled what it means and then gone, oh, it weren't what he meant. Yeah, I've had some where I've put something really quite risque or close to the knuckle and it's gone through fine. And then other times where it's nothing even remotely. You know, why would that be? I didn't even use anything that could be a double entendre. Hey, chatbots, that's what it is. Delete it first, ask questions later. I think that seems to be the general the gist of things these days. Assume something is going to upset someone and then figure out afterwards if it would have done. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Aaron knows what I'm like as a troll. You've seen some of the Facebook trolls I do on other modelers. How the hell I've not been kicked from some of them groups, I have no idea. Video taking down the copyright, yeah. Yes, it's amazing how many people try and do that. I mean, I've seen where it'll be a TV show and people literally have just either recorded direct from their DVR and uploaded that. Or I've seen ones, I mean, Ghost Adventures is one of the classics where they do it. They literally sit the camera in front of the TV and record it and then upload that. And then they complain when their channel gets deleted. Yeah, no. Okay, if you're reacting to it or you're adding something to it, perhaps you might have an argument. But when you're just literally uploading someone else's work and expecting to get paid for it, nope. I mean, copyright laws have to be there for a reason. Do certain companies get a bit too over the top with copyright protection? Yes. It's what a lot of Japanese game shows and all that. Every channel I was sub to was gone. Yeah. Yeah. It's just every so often there'll be a crackdown on certain things. And I had a whole bunch I had several channels I was watching regularly that were the paranormal type shows. And then they would all suddenly disappear overnight. So media news is under Creative Commons Act, TV production has it. Yeah. Yeah, it's the same with the music. I mean, Cthulhu was never copyrighted. Huh? Yeah, Lovecraft probably never bothered with copyrights and things like that. It'd be bloody. His estate would be a fortune. At least we still have Takeshi's Castle. You know, the last manga I watched or anime was probably Urotsuka Doji, Legend of the Overfiend, and that would have been early 90s. Yeah, anyone can use Cthulhu without caution. Cthulhu, and all the various weird pronunciations I've heard of it. And how some people struggle to pronounce Jeff. As I say, there's one reaction channel I watched where the name Jeff got pronounced Geoff. I was like, really? Click. Music artist permission still got copyright claims. Yeah, so this is it. You can get the artist permission. What's his name? Herman Lee from Dragon Force. He had a Twitch channel and was showing people how to play the songs he wrote on guitar. Right. It's his copyright, right? It's his work. And his Twitch channel got banned for copyright abuse. It's like, really? The guy who wrote it and owns the copyright is not allowed to play it? Oh, Jesus. Devil goes an angel. Oh, dear. Yeah. Episode 300. Jeez. Episode 300. My God. Just watch the last episode, Aaron, and it'll make as much sense as if you watched all of them. Yeah. Copyright based publishing. Yeah, I think a lot of it is it's not the artist, it's the labels, people the labels employ. Basically, their job is to go around YouTube and Twitch or whatever and just copyright claim anything with, you know. Yeah, it's very rare. I mean, some bands will actively. I know Tool have actively done it where their label has copyright claimed stuff, and the band has gone no. And there's several other bands that are the same, which to me is sensible. Because if you're, again, a reaction channel, they watch all kinds of different sorts of music and different bands on there. Now, if you've got a person whose personality you enjoy, or someone who's like a vocal coach or breaks down the music, let's say a Beth Rawls or a Rick Beato, so you're getting to hear different music than you would normally listen to. You might hear something you like. Let's say you never heard Nightwish, and your favourite reactor reacts to some Nightwish songs. It might then make you go out and start buying Nightwish CDs, DVDs, merchandise, going to the live shows, and making them money. Chappie, you creepster, how the devil are you? Bless your heart. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you very much, Bob. Enjoy your date with two lovely ladies. And say hi to them both for me. And socially distant hugs. Yeah, reviewers make their money through Patreon, not YouTube. Yeah. I've been monetized for ages, chappy. When did it start? Was it about March, April time? Derp. Yeah. Hey, don't worry about it. Hopefully you're there as well. I guess you must be by now. There's a lot of channels, chappy. It's hard to keep track of them all. Yeah, it's free advertising. You know, it's in GTA, because the music you get struck, but Rockstar paid for the license to use some new bought the game and license it. Yeah. But it's a limited license when you buy something. That's the problem. I think the law is less than 20 people. For example, if I took a CD into work and played it, and there was only like 6 people there, I wouldn't need to pay a special license fee. If we suddenly got more than 20 people in the shop, then we'd have to pay the extra licensing fee to be able to play it. But weirdly, we just play random music anyway. I think I'd rather pay a license fee and play decent music than some crap I get stuck on at work. Yeah, all sorts of randomness. Hey, the law is an ass. Most of it was invented by rich people to protect their money through a royalty company like SOCAN. Yeah. Although there was one I heard. Oh, what's his name? There's a lawyer who has a YouTube channel. Leonard French, is it? It's one of those where it's like I'm subbed and the videos turn up. I can't remember what the guy on the channel's name is. And there's a lawyer in America who's renowned as, he's just known for taking on every single copyright case, and he's actually in the process of pretty much just being booted out of law for breaking more than a few rules and laws. Yeah, probably what game station stop the employees bringing in their own CDs. Let's go to game and change the name of the game. Yeah, that was actually in Norwich. That was one that never made sense to me, because the game station was literally 3 doors down from game. Yeah, there's royalty collectors there, bent lawyers, all sorts. I think this guy is getting done for basically not having his client's best interests at heart. Go and watch our England game. Have fun too, Dan. Hi to the little ones. Why? Thank you very much. It's Time Warner. They have everything. Yeah, exactly. Time Warner, Sony, pretty much, and BMG. Yeah, there's BMG, Time Warner now, Universal. Yeah, I think it's all the same bloody group. Not all Sony. No, just most Sony. Or one of the very funny things that George Michael, rest in peace, did was it the video for Fast Love where he's wearing the big headphones, and they say phony on them. after he just got out of his contract with Sony. Yeah, games are not worth more than £20 now. Exactly. You know, games like movies, they're going the same way. It's just a rehash of another one. This is last year's one. They just made it a bit shinier and maybe added some random extra thing that really makes no difference. I mean, I haven't played a FIFA game since like FIFA 15 or something. I reckon if I picked it up, someone says fancy game on FIFA, and I went, yeah, okay. It would probably be basically exactly the same game, just look a bit shinier and prettier. In other words, making it harder to see what the hell's going on because there's so much going on the screen. Yeah, you can update. Oh, that's because it's new, Aaron. It's new. Therefore it's better. Yeah, no, it's not. It's the same bloody game. They changed a few meg of data, and that's about it. Music publishing includes sheet music. Yeah. Not that not that most people can read sheet music anymore. I used to be able to, but I've probably forgotten it now. And when I water changed the 125, the SAE school with the 12 rose ones. Yeah, no doubt it does look cool. Yeah. I mean, a 125 in general is going to look cool because it's 2.5 times the size of that. Sheet music for the beatles that keep them blocked. Yeah. I reckon a lot of what is in the charts now, the people who wrote, produced, and made that music probably have to get someone else in to do the sheet music. They probably can't write or read sheet music themselves. Hey Scott, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, this is football. You could dive and it gave football a burp. Yeah, we're all of us are thoroughly familiar with diving in football or soccer. The act of pretending to get hurt when you haven't been. Ball hits you in the leg and you fall over clutching your face. And there's the artists that do not have sheet music that are not blocked. So basically the stuff you don't want to listen to anyway. Yes, you can't monetize it, but yeah. Playing Spanish, Portuguese, and Southern Americans as they started. Yeah. Well, it would have happened anyway. It's a way to cheat. Although, back when I was playing football, if someone took a dive, they only did it once because the next time they got close to you, they didn't dive. They just got kicked in the ankles or the knees or scissored, just taken out. Then you go, yeah, you wanted something to cry about? There you go. And you take the yellow card and carry on. Hey, Susan. How are you, my dearie? Fish fan mum? Also affects the ability for radio. Anywho, not a lot of artists get played on radio. Yeah. Exactly. Couldn't steal a goal. Never got a touch. Yeah. Seriously, some of the fouls I got when I used to play football, I swear half the players these be out for 6 months. Um, Effective royalties through radio. Yeah. Ugh. Bloody capitalism. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against people making money, but really, about to start working. No, 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 Tom, you're about to start working on the live food tank. Says the guy who has actually been thinking, well, maybe once I get one of these Pleco tubs empty, I can just chuck some guppies in it and breed them. Yeah. Actually, there you go. While we got a bunch of people. Don't talk about my guppies like that. So I can lend you a Bashir if they get out of control. All right, so we got 6-gallon tanks. Let's just call them 10 gallons because I don't pay attention to anything like that. Something good to breed in a 10-gallon that isn't a live bearer. Go. And it isn't cribs and apistos because it's already doing that. I have thought about some killifish, but then not really widely available around here other than the Golden Wonders. Little Lisa, just tuned in. Thanks for your advice about the 24-litre Pets at Home tank. Having a bacterial bloom. Hopefully it'll settle soon. It should do, Lisa. As you can see, there's 6 of them there. That one has got a bit of a bacterial bloom in it at the moment. It'll clear up on its own in time. It's nothing to worry about. It's a good thing, really. Coolie loaches, yeah, possibly. I do like the little coolie loaches. They just haven't got anywhere else suitable to put them. But I've not tried breeding any loaches before. The only ones I've had were the yo-yos, which basically tried to eat everything. And now the clown loaches. Yeah, you're more than welcome, Lisa. So the reason that one looks brown is the big chunk of wood in it, which is bleaching out all the tannins, making the water brown. As you can see from the one on the end, get my hand in the right plate. Oh god, this is all back to front. That one is clear, and the wood in that has leached all its tannins because it's a couple of years old now. Yeah. So the top 2 are even running the filters that come with those tanks. So there you go, proof they do work and do the trick. I say, good solid little tanks, can't go wrong. Zebra Daniels. Chewy. I don't want more live food. No. Yeah, I have been kind of thinking about something like Daniels. But what I would probably do, now hear me out before you shoot me down with this. Egg scatterers usually tend to eat their own eggs, which is why I've not had any Celestial Pearl Danio fry in a year and a bit. So what I'm thinking is, especially in a bare bottom tank like these are, if I were to get, say, some 1 mil or 2 mil, maybe even 3 mils, doesn't need to be that small, stainless steel mesh, weather mesh, designed to go on the outside of houses to stop little animals getting in. Been decades since I've kept fish, but I've done lots of homework. Yeah, exactly. Lots of homework is always good, Lisa, and being a part of the Fish Fam on YouTube will also help a great deal. There is a whole load of us do live streams. People far more knowledgeable than I. People in this chat way more knowledgeable than I. I've only been doing this a little over 2 years. But I say just, and friendly, helpful, fun bunch as well. That's why we call ourselves the Fish Fam. But yeah, I'll say this. Trying to see who in chat. Kay's got a channel. Chewy's got a channel. Probably everyone in chat has got a channel of some description. Down to 3. Oh, unlucky, Kay. Shame. But no, what I was thinking of doing is if I've got, say, 2 or 3 mil stainless mesh, folded it so it's an inch or so above the bottom of the tank, then my theory is egg scatterers would lay their eggs and they would fall through the mesh, so the adults wouldn't be able to get to them, and then I would at least get fry. I might not want to get adult fish, but I'll get fry. That's a start. Has anyone ever tried that one? I know people do the marbles as substrate. Yeah, it is, Lisa. It's a great way to learn. Books are so last century or last millennium. Hey, monkey, how you diddling? Yeah, so it's you'll get. You can ask 10 different fish keepers the same question. You probably get 10 different answers. What's your greatest Seattle Aquarium Society YouTube great lecture on egg scatterers? I shall bear that one in mind, thank you, Kay. It was just an idea I thought. It's like, well, Chana Andral is 11 centimeters, around 5 inches. You aren't going to rest until I buy a blooming snakehead, are you, Chewy? Oh, jeez. I tell you what, if I can find one, when the time is right, I'll get one. And that will be a seriously clickbait title. Small G's 200 species. Yeah, he knows what he's talking about. But I was saying, because I was thinking the other day, so people use the marbles or they put the fish in overnight and then take the adults out in the morning so that all the eggs don't get eaten. But I'm wondering if the mesh would separate so the adults couldn't get to the eggs or the fry, providing the fry stayed under the mesh. So that's kind of my thinking. I don't know if anyone with more knowledge or experience might think that was either a good or a bad idea. But yeah, so yeah, some ideas of things I could try breeding. So the other thing is I'd like to try breeding something that is going to make money. Yeah. To be perfectly honest, things like zebra danios, which you can buy for like £1.50, financially just ain't worth trying to breed, really, are they? Yeah, I mean, bristlenoses, yes, they're still cheap fish to buy, but pretty much everyone has a bristlenose in their tank. I need something to eat my algae. Here, have a bristlenose. Then they don't feed it, it dies, and they buy another one. Let's be honest, that's how most of the fish hobby works. Probably 95% of it is people who buy fish, kill them, then buy more. the industry doesn't like people who buy fish and keep them alive for a long period of time and breed them. It cuts into their profits. They do, however, like people who have multiple tank syndrome. So they sell us lots of fish. Large single P. Plecos compatible with minnows? They are. Although a bristlenose would probably, well, a bristlenose would get a bit too large for one of these tanks. Where is she? Hang on, let's see if we can find a full-grown bristlenose. Where they hide? Are you on eggs down there, or are you just sitting there? Right. Typically, at this point, all the bristlenoses have hidden, hid up. Where are you at, Bertie and Dave? How does a bright yellow bristlenose vanish in a tank? She spends about 23 hours a day sat right there. Oh dear, she's probably off eating blackbeard algae again, bless her. No, disappeared. So bristlenoses do get to around 5 inches. So you can have them. Do I post? I don't know, monkey eyes. I supply direct to a wholesaler. It's just a lot easier. Upgrade tank size as soon as you can afford to. When you say upgrade tank size, Lisa, what you really mean is I will be buying another tank soon. Yeah, no, that is it. I'm not taking a mickey, but that's what it is. But yeah, I mean, if you're gonna be getting a 54, yeah, that's plenty big enough. So if you were to buy a juvenile small bristlenose now, by the time it's grown big enough, then yeah, you'll have something to rehome it. So I've got a breeding pair of bristlenoses in a 57 litre, along with a breeding pair of crebensis and 7 glow light Sharpie Danios and 1 random Corridora that likes being on its own. Yeah, all females. Yeah, so I've got 3 adult or 3 breeding age females and 1 male. From that, I still have around 300 baby plecos. So, you know, and the only reason I've only got 300 is because I moved a fully grown adult female out from with the male and put the juvenile one in there. You know, I'd rather have spawns of 25 plecos I can deal with. Spawns of 150 at a time every month. Yeah, that starts getting a bit much. Yeah, males will have a scrap. Let's see if we can untangle the cable. Get the camera at least semi. Oh God, what am I doing? Somewhere around there. Yeah, we go. We can see we've got the baby plecos in there, and the baby crebensis. A couple of really small juveniles on the glass. Hold it straight sharp. But these ones are, some of them are standard brown bristlenoses, some of them are long fins. You can tell their mum's ginger. I mean, some of them are more snail or more tail than body, I think. And if I pan down to here, yeah, you can see them through the tub. I'll say there is over 100 bristlenoses in there. And in there we have bacterial bloom and baby shell dwellers. In there we have lots of tannins and baby crebensis. Oh, bringing around to here, we have, oh god, more shell dwellers. This is the adults, and there's the latest batch of fry down the back, little dinky teeny ones, and the weird light lines going up and down the tank are just because the lights aren't on full blast. Yeah, they stick perfectly fine, Lisa. The filters in that tub have been in there for months, if not years. Oh, there's Bertie. You can just about see her on the side of the wood. Oh, cable's not long enough, unfortunately. Oh, and one of the car is looking a lot happier than it did last week. Just all chilled out. And there you go. There's my oldest bristle nose. That's Dave. Yes, Dave is a female. But that is a full-grown bristle nose. And if she was to lay eggs, there would probably be a couple of hundred at a time. And this spazzy boy visible. Yeah, he's hiding down that corner. You can just see the end of his tail. Yeah, so the reason I've got the little tubs is at the time I needed them, I was out of work, so they were the cheapest option. I mean, I'll say that one down there, I think the tub was like £6, and then the filters in there were like £10. Although when I started it, I just used filters I already had laying about. Then when you start getting, will the fins grow back? They already are, Lisa. They're already virtually healed up. The one that is there is the one that didn't get too badly beaten. The one that got the worst of it is almost fully back to healed again. Thankfully, the water is clean enough and healthy enough that they didn't get any infections, so all is good. Yeah, they're back to being happy and dancing for food. Yeah, they just had a good water change and lots of good food. And hey, should we see if we can feed you again? Do you want some din-dins? Hey, you want din-din time? Come on then. Now here's where you see what normally happens. I stand up, I pick up their tub of food, I lift the lid, are you sitting on eggs down there, sweetie? No, you're not. Now, watch them go nuts as they chase the pellets. And yes, I know that is a lot of food. But I need for them to miss some so that some gets down to spaz, because him hunting by smell, being semi-blind, it takes him a while to find the food. But yeah, there she is. Bertie's back in her hidey hole, and she's not wearing a beard today either. Minuscule amount of breadcrumbs. Yep, I've been nuts for almost anything. Try to avoid feeding human food though. It's not particularly good for them. Just a tub of bog standard flake food will be fine. Aquarian or Tetra, something like that. and it'll last forever, which is just some Danios. As I showed earlier, when you start buying pleco food in bags like that, you know you got a problem. Yeah, goldfish flakes. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Just crumble them up a little bit and I'll munch away and poop away quite happily. Yeah, but that's probably not going to last me too long. At the moment, how can I put this? I'm going through 2 large courgettes a week, or zucchini, just feeding baby plecos. Um, and that's when I remember to put more in. Some days it's like, oh, gee, I can't be bothered. So I just grab a handful of algae wafers and chuck in each tank. Because I've got 2 tanks with 100 plus, or tubs with 100 plus baby plecos in. There's at least, oh God, let's actually look where I'm pointing. I might help. There's at least 25 in there, probably more like 30. And I've got another spawn in one of the other fluval flexes, another 20 odd. So, you know, yeah, all from one dad as well. I think he might be taking a break at the moment. I've been making sure to give him nice. Let's take it over. Ah, yes. Yeah, it's and from I think what I've got. There's probably about 120 crebensis fry as well. Then 40 odd shell dweller fry. And for some reason I'm wondering what else I can breed. That's the reason I got that rack system, was purely for baby fish, for grow out. I mean, thankfully I had some spare tanks on it, because that meant that I could move the dual cichlids in there. It looks like they're getting ready to scrap again. Getting the turtle. Again, something I've thought about, but from what I understand, turtles can get a certain aroma to them, and I don't have a sense of smell. So it can absolutely stink, and I would have no idea. Pot plant be great part of a fish tank. Yeah, it definitely suck up the nitrates. Be interesting if the snails started eating it though. Yeah, it's still illegal here. Won't be long. My thinking is the way to get the no worries, Lisa. Collies rock, so give the collie dog a big fuss from me. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, it might cover up the smell, Tom. Yeah. People might wonder what that burning fish smell is. Yeah, it's still illegal. I've got a funny feeling that when the government is trying to figure out how to close the big gaps in the budget and economy caused by COVID, one of them might have the bright spark that, hang on, if we legalize cannabis, like a lot of states in America have done, we can make a heck of a lot of money tax out of that. And a lot of people smoke it, a lot more than we'd like to admit as a government or as a society. And if we could just get somewhere that would sell, oh yeah, I know, those strange little vape shops, I'd probably sell it. There you go. I'm copyrighting that idea, by the way. Government, if you use that one, I'll take 0.1% of your profits. Won't make sort of difference to the government, but it'll make me rich. Yeah. Well, even then, no time, it probably smelled better than the old resin used to. Stuff that was about 10% weed and 10% THC and about 90% boot polish and glass. 1.35. Yeah. Oh, heck, even a gram for a tenner, Whatever they happen to choose to do, as long as it's a sensible price. They don't price themselves out of the market. But they'll be able to do mass production, so get the price down. Because if it's more expensive to buy it legally, people will just continue buying it illegally, as it were. Although then, if it becomes legal, it then becomes more socially acceptable. And I work in a shop that sells booze and cigarettes and munchy food, lots of munchy food. And I would far rather deal with stoned customers than I would drunk ones. Stoned ones are really easy to deal with. They're kind of calm and quiet, and they just want to buy food and go home and curl up and eat it. They don't want to fight people or fall over everywhere or yeah. Oh yeah, go back to the good old school, standard, natural, not bred for stupidly high levels of THC. So the stuff I used to get when I was smoking a lot of it was probably way weaker than any of it. Now, that crib, I assume you mean crib, not crip. They'll say, so I've got a crip, where's the bloods? Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's quite sizable. I assume you mean that one. It started out as, I think, 2 plants, but it's kind of all merged into one big one. But it's been there 2 years, so, it's taken a while. And the one over this shoulder as well is fairly cool. And the one that's up to the top of the tank is another crypt as well. It hasn't got much growth lower down, but hey. And I gave the stem plant a big chop back this week, which is why it looks so bad. It's basically just a few stems with no leaves on it. But it's got lots of shoots really low down, which will hopefully now grow up. This is the stuff I used to get. It wasn't you'd be blazed and you'd be working your ass off. You'd be blazed and fast asleep or passed out on the floor. Is that one from the George Farmer thing? I think that one is Kay. The one in that corner. That big bronzy browny green one. That was in the one I got. Oh, that was one of the first ones that went in the tank. But when it went in the tank, it was like that big, like 3 leaves and like that. Hey, dirty tank, plants happy. Wonder why that works. Doesn't gravel vac all the poop out the gravel, plants grow well. There may be a correlation there. Yeah, more than maybe, there is a direct correlation. And you might be able to see from there, there is a distinct line in the substrate. Obviously, that's the bottom of the frame, but as you go across, there is a line in the substrate. Where at the top, it's just the fruitful stratum, and below that is just a thick layer of mold. As I say, you're going to water change the last tank. There you go. Got you through all your water changes. No, Kay, I don't use any ferts in any of the tanks. I tried adding ferts. I might have to in the shell dweller tank, because to be honest, they're probably not producing enough waste to actually feed the plants. Because the Salvinia is not looking too happy. But now it's all just, they're growing on what the fish produce, basically. It's just pure fish poop. When I did try using ferts, basically all I did was grew a load more algae. Yeah, plant substrate, active, inactive, whatever. I mean, the stratum in there, the tank's over 2 years old, so the substrate's over 2 years old. Whether it's got anything left in it. Ever heard of F5? I'm just having a look at the keyboard, see if there's any. Unless, of course, they're named after the tiger shark, the plane that never made it into production. Not. I know who Dave Ellison is, but no, F5 is a new one on me. Dave Ellison, was he was Megadeth, weren't he? Yeah, so it's fluval stratum in there, but I say 2 years old, so there's nothing nutritious or fertilizery wise left in it. It's going to have finished any buffering capacity it did have. If it's trying to buffer my water down to 6 pH and it's going in at 8.2, it didn't last very long. So now it is just the rotting organic matter in there. KK Downing, who Judas Priest. Yeah. Yeah, so what's growing in there now is purely being fed by fish poop. Fish poop, dead snails, and rotting plant leaves, basically. Okay. What the plants need to grow leaves, the stuff that is in plant leaves. So if you leave the old ones in there to rot down, it puts the nutrients back into the substrate. Weird, that, isn't it? I swear people overcomplicate things. And sometimes just for the sake of overcomplicating things, so they just so they can feel better, as it were, that they're doing more. Would the substrate still have any CEC capacity? Possibly. I don't know. It's pretty much at the point where it just holds the plants in place and camouflages the big piles of pleco poop on the bottom. It doesn't camouflage the piles of Bashir poop because, you know, I've had pet rodents that produce smaller poops. Play with your cat. I'm about to disappear anyway, Aaron, because I've got stuff to do, like have something to eat before I collapse. Pardon me. Yeah, have a good one, Aaron. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what other ones have I got with active. The only other tank I've got now with an active substrate in is the Epistogrammas. Everything else is either sand, gravel, or bare bottom now. Later, monkeys, stay safe. Although when the sand is the depth it is in the shell dweller tank, it probably is active substrate anyway. And some of the tanks, the substrate's been in there that long, it's probably got more fertilizers and nutrients in it than active substrate. But yeah, there we go. So, thanks everyone for showing up, turning up, putting up more waffle and ramble, smoking and drinking energy drinks and trying to make it sound like I know what I'm talking about. Failing dismally again. Enjoy your hobbies, fish keeping, model making, needlecraft, laughing at idiots. That's a very good hobby to have. Stay safe, have fun, peace out, rock on, bye bye.